Hi everybody, this is Rhys Barber from Audiology Associates. Thank you very much for watching our earwax removal compilation video today. Two patients in this compilation video, both of which have similar issues, but not exactly the same. So they both have issues with skin problems in their ear canal. So you can see this first patient here, very kind of blocked up ear canal, looks slightly narrow just as we get to the entrance. But you can see as I'm pulling away from the side of the canal wall here, we're taking away a lot of excess dead skin. Now this dead skin is actually encased a little plug of wax which has been causing this patient a lot of difficulty as far as their hearing is concerned, but also as far as their hearing aid is concerned as well, because it's been whistling constantly and everything's sounding really dull and muffled. So what you can see we've got here is a really good grip there on that side section of skin and trying to draw this away. Now I'm trying to work along the outside edge all the way around it just to try and loosen this bit of skin up so that we can try and pull this plug from the center as well. So we've got a good grip there at the bottom. What we're doing now is using the skin against the side of the plug there to draw this down, and as this comes out you'll see there's quite a long, thin, angular piece of wax and that little sort of crust of dry skin around the outside edge. When we look past that, what you can see here is there's still a little sort of remnant of wax and skin, but you've got this very thin skin layer actually covering the drum itself. Now we're lifting here from the bottom to take this section further back, just to try and sort of peel down towards the drum and the valley, but we're running out of room here. There's also a little loose flap of this dry skin, so I want you to watch this skin as it peels down. Look how this is coated and covered that top layer of the eardrum. So it's obviously dry, dead skin here, and by pulling down we're actually teasing that and pulling that off the drum itself. So just very slowly working this down the canal. You can see it's peeling from the right side and off the eardrum. Look how this comes away. See how almost translucent that skin is as it comes away. It's almost transparent, so you can see how thin that layer was. But imagine that having sat on a very thin membrane, it would have really restricted the movement to that eardrum, which would have given this dull muffled sensation. Now we're just tidying up this right side of the canal wall, taking some of that looser dead skin away. There's also a big chunk there to the bottom of the eardrum as well. But I think that's actually connected to this section that's sitting in front that we were peeling earlier. So I'm just going to take all the looser parts away. You can see me working around the outside edge here. So we're going to go back to lifting this section up. It's impeding us slightly from getting to that last little bit on the drum itself. So if we can get rid of this section, it's going to mean that we can get to that back section as well there. There we are, just teasing away, peeling this upwards to get this off the drum. There you go. And now we can work on that section to the right hand side. You can see all these tiny little dry skin lifts all the way along the canal there. So these little tiny pieces of dry skin that have just lifted up off the canal wall. And that's quite common when you see people with a sort of dry skin issue, which this lady has. So we're just taking this section away here. You can see that was quite translucent as well. We'll take a look. We can see the eardrum there. You can see the hammer bone. You can actually make out the details there with the eardrum. There's a few more little lifts to the left hand side here, so let's get rid of those as well. So very gently teasing this away. There we go, just pulling that section down from the top left there, just drawing this along. It's coming away, but very slowly. There we go. And there's a couple of little teeny weeny little bits there to the left hand side, so let's just get rid of those. A little bit to the right. There we go. You can see how this little sort of layers of dry skin there are all coming away, but they're forming these very tiny pieces. Now sometimes what you'll get is these little tiny pieces will come away and embed into the wax, and that's when you get that really light colored, quite hard, tough wax that you see. It's when all these little tiny pieces get embedded in there. So there we are, we've managed to get a lot of that away. There we go, just tidying this little bit up at the end. When you're pulling skin like this as well, you're always only pulling, trying to take away only the dead skin. So you pull so far and let that lift happen. But if you meet any resistance, then we tend to stop at that point because it means we've got to that fresher, healthier skin. So there we are, you can see this is what we removed here. So 3/4 of an inch, which is about 2 centimeters there. So the initial plug to the left side, that's what we took away first. And then the pieces to the right hand side, then that's the sort of skin peely bits we took away. I think we do shoot this from an angle further down, so you get, there you go. So you get to see the sort of the height of these pieces as well. But yeah, patient was really relieved to get that out, hearing much better afterwards. Yeah, really good patient to see that one. Okay, so this is our second patient in the compilation. Now this one also has some issues with skin, but a very different type of issue. And the reason I've put this one as the second video is because it's going to take a bit of explanation, which I'll probably do after the video if that's okay, guys. So what you can see here is we've got this really hard, quite angular piece of wax here sitting in the ear canal. What I'm doing with the Zollner tube at the moment is trying to lift from that one side, pull him across to the middle so we can kind of wiggle this out, because at the moment it's dried quite firmly to that left canal wall. So we've just managed to get it off. It's loose now. You can see there's a bit of movement to the wax. We're trying to maintain the suction grip and wiggle back and forth while we're drawing this out of the ear canal, which is always a tough little thing to try and do because you've got three things going on at the same time. Move too fast and you'll break the seal there, so you won't be able to pull it out. Move too slowly and it's obviously not going to budge anywhere. So you can see we've managed this very, very slowly, teasing this to the outer part of the ear canal. It can't quite get through that narrow gap at the entrance, so Jobson horn comes in to save the day. It goes over the top of the wax here, and we're just going to roll this forwards. There it goes. So you can see we're pulling this out. Luckily the wax was quite hard, so it managed to stay together really nicely using the Jobson horn, but there it comes, out it pops. You just saw a little bit of grey material. Right, when you look behind that, you'll notice that we can't see the eardrum, and the ear canal almost looks like it's very blunt and finishes very, very quickly. So we're looking at a false fundus here, okay, which I'm going to explain to you guys in a second. But basically imagine it like a skin covering that's blocked the ear canal itself. So what you can see here, we've got this piece of wax that's come away. I've shot this the wrong, I can't quite see it now. It's 1/2 centimetre, I think, which is going to be about 1/4 of an inch thereabouts, but quite a hard little lump encased with a bit of dry skin. Right. If you want to know what a false fundus is, I'm going to explain that now. So basically what you have with a false fundus, to give you some background to that particular patient, this patient had been having a series of ear infections happening from when he was very, very little. And about 25 years ago, what they noticed that was because of the repeated infection, the repeated scar tissue that had been building up on the canal walls following those infections, that scar tissue starts to close off the canal, okay? So what you get is you get this skin tissue just forming and meeting each other from either side, and then that's what causes the false fundus. So it's almost like a skin growth over the canal. Now behind that will be the eardrum, the ossicles, everything will look normal. There won't be any wax or anything behind there because obviously from that deep in the canal, it's just purely skin production. So the wax still forms, as you can see there, but it forms on out the other side of the false fundus. Behind that will just be almost like it can be almost like an empty space. Sometimes that will completely close up. So that's the reason this patient was having this issue. He did have surgery to remove that scar tissue about 25 years ago, but was warned at the time that obviously by using the surgery, then you're going to form more scar tissue, because the problem is obviously always going to be there, that it's just going to keep reforming, and that's what's happened here. So when we tested this gentleman, his hearing was down, but the actual nerve of hearing is working really, really well because it's almost been protected from the sound. So yeah, this patient, really pleased to get that out. Was a bit shocked that that had formed again, so we're going to refer him back to see the ear, nose and throat specialist. They'll more than likely send him in for a scan just to see what is going on behind that skin plug that you can see there, because that will have blood vessels attached to it, and it's not something you can just take out. It has to be surgically removed. So they'll have a scan, check to see what's going on behind, and they may well opt to have it surgically removed again to open up that canal so the patient can hear better. But yeah, quite an interesting case, that one. So false fundus is quite an interesting one. Lots of people ask, does wax form behind the fundus? No, it doesn't. It's just purely skin. On the outer part of the ear canal though, you'll still get that wax production there because it's dirt and debris and the skin mixed together. Well guys, I really hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, then please give us a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe because we post new earwax videos every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So guys, as always, take care of yourselves, take care of one another, have a good couple of days, and I'll see you again real soon.